Hello everybody, KT here with Wise Images Photography, and good morning to you. If this is your first time coming to my channel, I want to say welcome. If you're coming back, I want to say, hey, welcome back. Today what we're going to go ahead and get into is talking about what to avoid. 3 things to avoid if you want sharper bird images. So let's get going. All right, number 1, if you want sharper bird images, the first thing that I would do is avoid photographing birds that are out of your range. If you have your lens and you have extended your lens as far as you can go, and you have a little itty bitty bird, you are not going to get sharp images. So I would avoid from getting photographing any kind of wildlife that is out of range. And if you stick to the end, I'll give you a little bit of bonus of what I find to avoid, also to go ahead and get sharp images. So I am going to go over 3, so I got 2 more to go, and then I'll give you guys a bonus if you stay to the end. So definitely start learning how far does your lens photograph. What I found is different size animals kind of gave me a different range of how close I needed to be to the subject, so that I knew, like, if I saw a bird in flight, am I going to be able to get a good image of this bird or not? Or is he too far away? Oh, it's a small bird, so I need to get closer. If it's a bigger bird, I got a little bit more room and I can back up a little bit. But definitely make sure that you are photographing a bird or any type of wildlife. Make sure that it is in range, so that way you can get those nice sharp images that you guys want. Number 2, if you want sharper images, avoid what we call heat shimmer or fog. Heat shimmer is kind of like, it's almost like kind of like looking at a mirage. And so you're like looking, and a lot of times, especially here in Florida, you get it where you look across the street and it's like smack dab in the middle of the day, and it kind of just looks like a little shimmer. When you get that heat shimmer, you're not going to get sharp images whatsoever. So avoid the heat shimmer. The same thing, where are you going to find heat shimmer? You're going to find it across like roads. You're going to find it like maybe on even like big open fields. Let's say you can sometimes even see it like even when I've been up in the air and like maybe the bird was on even like a light pole, you know, you can still sometimes see that heat shimmer. It just depends on how hot. Anything that kind of the heat can kind of radiate off of your hood of your car, those are the different places that you'll find heat shimmer. Now for the fog, obviously it's kind of like, you know, a big cloud smack dab on the ground, right? And if you're wanting sharp images, you need to go ahead and avoid the fog. Now, if you're okay with sharp, soft images, then that's fine. But if you want a sharp image, avoid the fog, because it's basically the clouds are kind of making your light forms just kind of ricochet all over the place, and so you are not going to get that sharp image. Number 3, next up is making sure that you are shooting in good lighting conditions. If you are in low light, it makes it difficult to get those sharper images. Also, if you have a super cloudy day, cloudy days like what I would call semi-cloudy day, those are fine because it allows you to be able to shoot longer throughout the day, and you can get more images because you have nice even lighting. But if it's a super, super, super cloudy day and making everything dark, which kind of that's why I didn't do this video outside today, is because it kind of looks gnarly outside. It just, it looks, you know, it's a super cloudy day. This would be a kind of day that I wouldn't go out and photograph in, because I know that I'm going to get soft images. So if you want sharp images, make sure that you are shooting in good lighting conditions. Now, I said to you guys, if you guys stuck around to the end, I'd give you guys a bonus. So the bonus basically is what I found, at least with, now this is not a very good wildlife lens, okay? But this is all I had for the longest time, was this 28-300. What I found with the 28-300 is as soon as I extended it all the way out, my images were always soft. And so what I found is if I backed off the lens just a little bit, I would get sharper images. So what is my point of bringing a non-wildlife lens into this conversation? Basically find the sweet spot of your lens. So with my wildlife lens that I have, it is a 150-600. I have not really had too many issues with actually extending all the way out to the end. I do tend to back down just a little bit, not too much, but play with your lens and figure out where is the sweet spot of your lens to be able to get those sharp images that you guys want. So that is all I have for you guys today. If you want to take sharper images of your birds or whatever wildlife that you guys want to take pictures of, remember to avoid subjects that are out of your range, avoid getting the heat shimmer in the fog, and also avoid bad lighting. And lastly, what you want to find and not avoid is going to be, I was like, I did a bunch of negatives this whole entire video, and then I went positive. But what you do want to find, as I digress, you want to find the sweet spot of your lens. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in today. You are awesome. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will see you later, alligator. All right, so I decided that I wanted to add a little bit more to the video so that I could actually give you guys some examples of avoiding these three particular items here. Actually two, because I don't have an example of the one. Needless to say, look at this photo. Okay, so this photo right here is actually a picture of this wonderful owl, but the problem is one, he's out of my range. And two, if you guys look at the background, you can tell that it is a super cloudy day. Look at how thick those clouds are. So we want to avoid birds out of range, and we also want to avoid bad lighting. So this would be considered a bad lighting. Plus also too, quite frankly, the angle is dreadful. So, and this is before I actually had the wildlife lens. This is when I just had my 28-300 lens. And so I was not able to get close. But you know, sometimes I will take pictures just because I'm like, hey, look, it's a bird that I haven't seen or whatnot. And I will just document whether it's a beautiful photo or not. But as you guys can see with it close up, you can tell that that is not a sharp image whatsoever. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. Once again, we have a pelican. We have better lighting on this particular photo, but the problem is when you look at him up close, you can tell that he's super soft, right? So you are not getting those sharp images. Why? Because he is out of range. All right, looking at this next photograph, you can see this was out at Fort DeSoto. This is the reality of the shot of where I'm at. This is me pulled wide open. And if we zoom in on this little bird, you can tell that, look, one, it was also an overcast day, super, super overcast day. And so the lighting conditions are very low. And you can just tell how grainy it is. You can tell that there's no detail in your bird or your image in general. And you know, he's out of range, but I really liked what the clouds were doing. So that's why I took that image. So when you look at this next image, when I actually zoomed in on this bird, it's, you know, you're still in the same predicament. You have a bird that's out of range because I have zoomed in as far as I can. And then when you get really close to it, you can tell that it's a grainy image. I had to bump up my ISOs in order to get the image, and you're just not getting that nice crisp detail. So you're not getting that sharp image. So out of range and bad lighting. Now this next image, I actually love this image. But if you guys are looking for sharp images, don't shoot in the fog because this is a foggy shot, right? So let's zoom in on that bird, that roseate spoonbill, and you can tell he's very, very soft, and it's because of the fog. So making sure that you avoid fog and you avoid heat shimmer. But in this case, it was the fog that got us. So needless to say, those are a few images for you guys. All right, well, I hope you guys liked the little examples I threw at the end for you guys. So just an extra bonus that I didn't even know until after I stopped recording and said, hey, you know what? I want to add a little bit more for everybody because I hope it can help you guys out. Anyways, take care. If you like this content, make sure you subscribe and you guys have a good day.